portrait is Brian Thompson, United Healthcare CEO, and it's red for a reason.
Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and shalom to the hopeful elect men taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the Israelites, the elect Israelites, the hopeful elect Israelites to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adah, with just some more shameful spewing and looking at prophecy being stirred, Egyptian against Egyptian. They shall not regard their princes nor their kings. Just more. This will probably be the last time I think I'll do anything on this topic, but we just want to peek into what is happening in the midst of Esau, the lower level Joe Sixpack Edomites dealing with the upper echelons of the ruling class, the wicked elite of the Edomite and their systems, of how now everything that's been done to us and is continuing to happen to us is now being felt by the Edomites, and they're crying out because of it.
This whole picture is 6 foot by 7 foot. And the reason it's that size is because of the medium they use to draw the portrait. I guess, well, you'll see. I was wrong when I said draw. They stamped it. That portrait was stamped with a denied stamp, which is pretty ingenious. Let me show you another image. So, as you can see here, all the denied probably pressed at just the right strength in order to get the darknesses and different shades of the red to get the right shadowing. Apparently this whole thing only took 4 hours to create, which is pretty amazing. So this
So we're going to go into it. Look, let's get the precepts. He declares unto man what is his thought, and the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. He declares, it's in Amos. He declareth unto man. Here we go. Amos 4:13. This is the prophet Amos 4:13. For lo, talking about the Most High, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakakodash. For lo, he that formeth the mountains and createth the wind. So the mountains goes into rulerships, governments, okay? And createth the wind, and declareth unto man what is his thought. He dictates the direction of the thoughts of the psyche, of the consciousness of mankind. It does not matter what you are, who you are, where you are. The Most High dictates your thoughts, okay? And that maketh the morning darkness, and treadeth upon the high places of the earth. Yahweh, the Most High, the power of hosts, is his name. Let me read it one more time. For lo, he that formeth the mountains, and createth the wind, and declareth unto man what is his thought. I'm going to stop it there. I'm going to pull up one more. The heart, the mind of the king. So if the Most High, the heart of the king, the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. Let me see. Proverbs 21:1. For the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So let me do this real quick. Salakia. So the heart of the king's heart, or the king's mind, is in the hand of Yahweh. We know that the hand is a right hand and a left hand, and those are Alahayim, those are powers, those are the hosts, those are the angels, whether it be right-handed or left-handed angels. The right hand expresses the right-handed side, or the right-handed expression of Yahweh, and the left hand expresses the left-handed side, or the left-handed expression of Yahweh. And they dictate the thoughts of mankind on the earth, going in through the rulers. Because the reason why it says the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord is because it's not just the king's mind that's being controlled. It's all of his subjects. It's everybody underneath him, Let's go back to TikTok.
Portrait is...
And look at some more.
At the top of your little speech that you do every week, Southers, you say that this board is committed to accessibility for the community, and yet here we are still having these meetings at 9:30 a.m. on a fucking Tuesday, and you guys couldn't even manage to have your stupid community meetings in the third or fourth quarter of this year. Get it together. So there have been several donations in the past few weeks for various youth programs, and like many of the other speakers today, honestly, can't be said often enough that LAPD has no business running youth mentoring programs. It's objectively a moral cesspit. It's corrupt from the top down. The elected head of your fucking rank and file runs a security company which hires cops fired from the LAPD, which is very fucking scary, very hard to get fired from the LAPD. Some of them fired for violent offenses, hires them to be security guards at Walgreens, and then scams them out of their wages. The head of this accountability body is on the payroll of a genocidal foreign army. He legally used government databases to spy on his ex-wife. He started an organization which would employ a police officer who molested over 200 kids and never said anything about it, never distanced himself from it. And the stuff that I have heard in the last 2 years of attending these meetings is like, the fact that you think that you can run programs for kids is truly disgusting. And just off the top of my head, what I can remember, a new recruit arrested for child molestation, a supervisor fucking their subordinate on the job, and I think it was the wife of another officer, an officer who sexually abused a mentally ill woman and forced her to have sex with an animal. I mean,
Gabriel Spada.
you blew up a truck full of fireworks and killed people and blew up their houses. You beat the shit out of protesters. You kill people in high-speed chases. You shoot them in the worst moments of their lives when they come to you for help. And you have the nerve to run fucking youth mentoring programs? It's literally mind-blowing. I want to talk with my time remaining about something that happened on Wednesday. There was a sweep at an encampment in CD11. There is a woman there that I'm friends with who lives in an RV. She obviously is coping with a lot, and she was talked into voluntarily giving up her car to be towed by an LAPD officer. She didn't understand what was happening to her, and she wasn't allowed to get any of her shit out of her car, so she had no clothes, she had no underwear, she had no food. And you know what the dumbest thing is? When I call that fucking tow company, they'll let us come down and get her shit out of the car, but that LAPD officer couldn't give her 5 minutes to get her stuff out of the car before they took it away, and also tricked her into signing something, into voluntarily giving up her vehicle, which she did not realize she was signing. Fuck all you guys.
So you see this. I left a comment. Obviously, I left a precept. 2 Ezra 15:16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And more than me placing this precept in here of prophecy so that they would understand, I'm more like tagging. I'm like putting spiritual tags on some of these declarations, on some of these videos, because this is the hand of Yahweh working. This is him. This is prophecy coming to pass. This is shameful spewing. This is shameful spewing. This is the skirt being lifted up. It's everywhere. Everything in Esau's kingdom is being exposed, and it is falling apart. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Going into the nakedness of Esau, his transgressions. What he's really about, it's being exposed. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. All right, what's this cup? Lamentations 4:21-22. And in that cup is slavery. It's the destruction of the rulership. It's the curses. It's poverty. It's rejection. It's being on the bottom. It's slavery. It's judgment. It's being exposed for what they've always been. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. Your foreskin is going to be uncovered. Verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So now we're going to come out of the curses. We're going to come out of slavery. We're going to come out from being on the bottom and being rejected. We're going to go back to the top of rulership under Yahweh, Shai, and King David and the 144,000 chosen. And we're going to get our rightful place back. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Okay? Let's go back. Let's go back.
And while I'm at it, fuck the justice system in this country, because it's a fucking joke too, and not even the funny kind. He gets charged with fucking terrorism for murder? Get the fuck out of here. Why was he charged with terrorism? Because when you touch the ruling class and disrupt their comfort, they make an example out of you. Hey, that's another fucking day in America. Hey, lucky for you, if you're rich enough, you can get away with fraud, embezzlement, insider trading, even more stuff. You get fucking fines while we get put in fucking jail. Fines are easily affordable for them while we struggle to fucking pay for shit. They even get put in fucking house arrest in their goddamn mansions. While some poor person gets caught stealing food or skipping bail and they're locked up for fucking years. The judicial system is so fucking stupid, it protects the wealthy and punishes the rest of us. Let's not forget, billionaires and corporations can poison water supplies, crash the economy, exploit workers, and nothing fucking happens to them. The second workers start fighting back and stand up to them and disrupt their power, they're labeled as criminals and fucking terrorists. The system isn't fucking broken, it's rigged. Politicians, everybody does the fucking for-profit prisons because it's more fucking money for the rich people. So let's keep the poor people in their fucking place. Let's hoard the wealth and let people fucking starve. What does the judicial system do? Doesn't do anything except serve the rich. And while...
Now, biblically, the rich is talking about Esau, and the poor is talking about the Hebrew Israelites. Yes, there are poor Edomites. That's got nothing to do with us. There shouldn't be any poor Edomites with the wealth that the Edomites that have the wealth have. There shouldn't be any poor Edomites. But that goes into the wickedness of Esau with his own people, the rich man and Lazarus. So this is a parable, and this is going into the Edomites and the Israelites. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's... hold on. Here we go. Oh, no. Hey. Salakia. The rich man Lazarus. Let me see. We're just going to read it. And it came to pass that so this is Luke chapter 16 verses 22 and 20 all the way to 25. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried. Oh man, hold on. Let's hold up, Salakia. Hold on. There was a certain I'm gonna start at 16 verse 16 and 19. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. Okay, if you go, I believe it's in Jeremiah. I have wounded you with the wound of a cruel enemy, and your wound is incurable. The sores goes into the judgments. It talks about that in Second Chronicles when King Solomon is praying, if your people are in captivity for the transgressions and they remember themselves and they face the east and they face this temple and cry out, heal their sores, heal their land. It goes into all the results of the curses and the punishment that's in that cup. Okay, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gates full of sores, and desiring to be fed. And that's the situation that we're in with these curses, that we're constantly looking at Esau for a handout. And we desire to be fed with the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. The rich man is the so-called white man in his position today. He is the rich man. Yes, there are poor Edomites. There are poor white people, but the so-called white race, they are in a position of rulership, and they sit higher than any other nation on the planet Earth, and they have more resources than any other nation on the planet Earth. Verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Now, the dogs goes into the heathen nations that come to America, that get funding, they get banking loans, and they're able to open up shops in our neighborhoods and make money off of us. Also, other heathen nations, when they are discriminated against in Esau's kingdom, they're able to use the format of our oppression, us crying out, the civil rights movement, and then they're able to ride on our backs to get rights written for themselves, and they'll use us to get those rights, and then when they get those rights, they forget about us. This goes all into the curses, man. And designed to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Talking about the Israelites. Verse 22, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. So the Most High has a covenant with Abraham and his seed. So these are Israelites. This is no other race of people. And the rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes. Now this is talking about when the rich man is judged on the earth, and now he's in a position of slavery. He's in a position of servitude. This is not talking about burning in hellfire off planet somewhere, because you're going to see that he's having a conversation with Abraham, and you could not have a conversation with somebody if you were literally burning on fire. This is a parable. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, and hell goes into a very bad situation on the earth. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. And again, if you were on fire bodily, you wouldn't want the tip of your tongue to be cooled. You would want the entire flame to be put out. So this is parabolic, dark sayings. It has to be opened up. It's got deeper mysteries in it that has to be opened up. It's not literal. And he cried, saying, and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am in torment in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember, during your rulership, remember that thou in thy lifetime revisitest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, and how he is comforted, and now he is comforted, now he's in rulership, and thou art in slavery. That's how you should read that. And besides all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from thence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. There is no mixing of our nations. It never will happen. They're always going to be separated. So anyways, let's get back to this. And of course, once you've timed out too long, I'll kick you out. I'm going to hurry up and wrap this up, because, come on, man. Salakia. I'm going to hit this up. Here we are back.
So the Manhattan DA went and stood up on her little podium today and decided to call all of us who support Luigi extreme activists and a lawless mob willing to sacrifice our own morality for vigilantism. And frankly, I'm flattered. Thank you. Because there is nothing that you can say that is going to scare me at this point. Nothing that you do will make me hate Luigi.
So there's a major, again, remember the precepts. The Most High declares on the man what is his thought. We understand that the situation with Luigi is not organic. Okay, it looks like he's a fall guy. The guy that killed the CEO was a professional hit. There's other reasons. It looks like he was gonna testify against that chick. I'm brain farting her name right now. So they put him to death, okay? But this is sparking a whole nother part of prophecy, which is shameful spewing and people not regarding the princes and the kings. But remember, he declares in the man what is his thought, okay? You got to understand this. This is happening for a reason, and it's not going to ever go away. It's going to continue. Amos 4:13, for lo, he that formeth the mountains and createth the wind and declareth unto man what is his thought. You got to understand this, okay? That's what this is.
My admiration and my empathy for as long as I live will never lie with a CEO. And 40% of young Americans feel the same way.
So these are, for the most part, now again, these are Edomites, right? For the most part. They're law-abiding citizens according to American law. According to, credit scores and American law, they're considered good people. And this is their inward thought. It's all coming out and how they feel about the Edomites at the top. Okay?
Something that's important to remember with the Brian Thompson case is that not only was he responsible, directly or indirectly, for the deaths of thousands of people, but I think he's also responsible for the torture of millions. And when I say torture, I don't use that word hyperbolically. I genuinely feel like he is responsible for that. If you've ever had to go through a prior authorization, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're ill, or your family is ill, people that you love the most in the world are ill, and they need care. The care is available to them. The doctors know what they need. They can be put out of their pain. They can be put out of their suffering, but it's being prolonged for a profit. That's torture. When you're going through a prior authorization, the doctor knows what you need. They submit it to the insurance to see if that can be approved so that you don't end up in crazy debt. And the insurance will send it back because one small detail is different or they like it worded in a certain way. So then you're constantly resubmitting. Then when you do resubmit, you just don't hear from them. They say they'll get back to you. They don't get back to you. You're constantly reaching out. Then you reach out and they make it difficult to just get a hold of anyone. You're on hold for forever. You get disconnected. You talk to someone new. You're trying to find your case manager. Someone's unfamiliar with your case or someone left. They make it difficult on purpose. They want you to give up. They're prolonging your suffering for profit. They know it's difficult, and they benefit from it being difficult. And then if you do get care, if you've ever had an emergency incident where you've had to go to the emergency room, there's a built-in anxiety the entire time. Don't call an ambulance. I'll drive myself. I'll get there myself. I don't want to pay for that. I don't know how much it's going to be. You have no idea how much things are going to cost. You're incredibly worried the entire time. You finish, even after you do get the help, you've just got this underlying anxiety as bills keep pouring in over the next few weeks about how much you're going to pay. And then it's a fight there as well. Oh, this was out of network. This was in network. You go to the freaking hospital that is in network and still you can have things that are out of network or that are not covered under your insurance policy. It's a nightmare. It's not only soldiers that can be guilty of war crimes. It can be the people who gave the orders. And in fact, most of the time, that's who you go after first. And Brian Thompson was giving orders. He was changing policies to deny more claims.
So this is exposing the wicked, intentional consciousness of this system, which was established by who? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. It's not they, it's not the rich, it's not them, it's a specific race of people. And I believe it started with the Rockefellers. So, I'm going to say this, begin to, let me see if I can, Inquisition, begin Inquisition, to bring Inquisition, there we go. And that's how this is happening. Now, the Most High is going to do it with the prophets that are sighing and crying, because we're going to line things up with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we've been given with the scriptures and the precepts and the law and prophecy. We're able to judge with righteous judgment according to prophecy and find out and aim it at the correct person, which is Esau, Edom, right? But everybody else in the earth is also sighing and crying because the wicked are in rulership. And so right here it says in 2 Ezra 6:19, and let me go back one. 2 Ezra 6:18, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh And we can tell by the chariots in the sky that Yahweh Shai is letting he's letting his military force be seen, which the elites know that their time is short, okay? 2nd Ezra 6:18, and it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And this goes into Yahweh Shaphat, or the day of the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is when the Most High will begin to gather all the armies on the earth to bring them to a place where he's going to judge them all. And that's what's happening. 2nd Ezra 6:19, and will begin to make inquisition of them, that they have what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So at the same time, judgment and all of the wickedness of Esau is coming to a surface to be exposed and to be judged. The sentence imposed upon the Hebrew Israelites for their wickedness and their transgressions is coming to an end. So you see right here, it goes back into Lamentations 4:21 and 22. As we are coming out of prison from finishing our prison sentence from the crimes that we committed against the Most High and his Son, right? And by committing adultery, by worshiping false gods, which is committing adultery to the Most High, and then passing our seed, our holy children, through the fire of Molech, sacrificing our children, doing all kinds of wicked shit. This is the reason why we've been in this situation for so long, being rejected, being hated by everybody, being envied by everybody at the same time, just not being able to make it, full of diseases and sick, always in prison, getting shot in the streets, lynched, buck broken, slavery, just fucking having all your music, all your artistic expression stolen and copied by other people, all this shit, all your inventions taken, being called 3/5 of a human, all that shit, and all the extra. As that's coming to an end, Esau is now everyone's beginning to look at this motherfucker and realize, dude, you're fucked up. The way you do shit, you lie, you're fraudulent, you're a thief, you're a murderer, you're a pervert, you're a liar. You've lied about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You've lied about the Son of God. You've lied about the Bible. All of this is coming out, okay? And it's evident. It's majorly evident.
So the Manhattans
deny, defend,
Listen to this chick.
and depose. This is what my ankle looked like when Blue Cross Blue Shield decided to deny my time-sensitive surgery because it was not medically necessary. They considered it elective. I broke 3 separate bones in my ankle. You can see the worst is the talus, so it's just completely shattered. And then I also broke the tip over here, so my tibia, my fibula, and then shattered my talus. So the surgeon that I first saw was in network, told me it was the worst break he'd ever seen. I needed surgery immediately, was getting me scheduled, just had to get a pre-auth from my insurance. So we get scheduled, we're good to go. Blue Cross Blue Shield actually approved it, and then an hour later went back and denied it because even though the surgeon was in network, the hospital where he had surgery rights was not in network. Okay, so now I have to find a new surgeon at a new practice. I don't know if you know this, but you can't just waltz in and get ankle surgery whenever you want. You have to have a consultation first. So I have to find a new surgeon who's not only in network, but whose operating rights are in network at whatever hospital that is, and I have to have a consultation with them first before I can get in for surgery. By the time all of this is done, my ankle has been broken for roughly 3 weeks probably. So in this time, my ankle has started healing incorrectly. I am in excruciating pain every single day. I'm on narcotic pain medication constantly. It's really miserable to have to function like that. So I get approved, fucking finally, right? I get ready to go to get surgery, and the hospital calls me the night before my 7 a.m. surgery to let me know that because I have not reached my deductible, $5,000 is due at the time that I arrive for my surgery the following morning, and if I do not pay $5,000, I will not get operated on. I said, the surgeon said, I will never walk correctly again without this surgery. And she said, "I'm so sorry, there's nothing we can do." And I'm crying, I'm high, right? I was 24 at the time. No 24-year-old in this fucking country has $5,000 laying around. So what I ended up having to do was take out a care credit card that I'm still paying off to this day, by the way, to get this fucking surgery. To get this surgery that I didn't want. And mind you, the surgery took twice as long as anticipated because my bones had started healing incorrectly. Blue Cross Blue Shield is the same fucking insurance company trying to limit how long you can be under anesthesia. My surgery would have taken twice as long as the anticipated time because of their fuck up. Medically unnecessary. Look at that. I would have never walked correctly again. And you know what the most fucked up part of all of this is about 3 days after I got the surgery, I felt so much better. The pain that was just constantly throbbing was gone. I just needed surgery. I didn't want to break my ankle. I didn't want ankle surgery. I just wanted to be able to walk normally. Fuck Blue Cross Blue Shield. Fuck these massive insurance companies. They don't give a fuck about normal people like me and you. I don't give a fuck about the oligarchs. Just for fun, this is what my ankle looked like afterwards. I had to have 13 screws, a titanium plate, and a bone graft. Surgeon said it was the break of the year. Real rare that we see trilaterals. He was bringing in med students to look at it. But the worst part of this whole thing, the thing that traumatized me, the thing that sticks with me, is not the pain of breaking my ankle. It's not the surgery. It's not the recovery. It's dealing with insurance. It was dealing with Blue Cross Blue Shield and pulling all the money I had out of my savings and then some to cover this. Fuck you people.
So she had a unique break that was so unique that when the doctor fixed it, he used her situation to educate and teach other upcoming doctors, other upcoming surgeons, as to how to go about that. That's how. It was unfortunate for her, but it was a great time for him to use that example to teach other surgeons, and yet they were denying her. So this just goes into the wickedness of Esau. He who was wicked to himself. So this crap that there's no such thing as white on white crime, it's a lie. White on white crime is a very big reality. It's bigger and worse than black on black crime. It's just Esau controls the narrative in the media, and he wants you guys to believe. And yes, black on black crime is a bad thing. It's a part of the curses. But Edomites have always devoured one another. Okay? They've always devoured each other. The prophecy about the little horn coming up with the two eyes in the book of Daniel and destroying the three of the 10 horns. If you break that down, when you go into it, it's the Edomites coming out of Europe. It's the Edomites coming out of Great Britain that established America. But before they did that, or while they were doing that, they had to eliminate the Spaniards, the British, and the fucking French. That was all Edomites fighting and killing each other for power. That's white on white crime, man. It's not fucking anything other than what it is. So, right here, Ecclesiasticus 14:5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his good. So this is, I had to do this because I know TikTok is more than likely to get shut off pretty soon, regardless if it does or it doesn't. I think it is. I was like, let me get some more information and a lesson on this. I've already gone over my time.
I know we've all been talking about CEOs for the past couple of days. I have something I want to say. I once had the displeasure of working at a store where, in the break room, they had a TV monitor set up that would, on a loop, play a message from the CEO. Oh, the man himself. His face right up on there. I can remember it. I remember his lizard eyes. I remember the stare that had absolutely no soul behind it. And mostly I remember what he said, which was, thank you guys so much for all of your hard work. We have made record profits this year. The number that he threw for like what the whole brand made as a total in that past year was astronomical. I think it is particularly insulting to, in the break room space of a store, where someone is taking their break to not have to think about their job for 15 minutes, making minimum wage, okay? They have to sit in that break room and listen to the CEO talk about how much money that he has made. Now, I mention this because at the time...
So Esau is fucking diabolical. So I'm in the lesson there, but so I pray that this was edifying. Again, we're pointing. So I'm not making a cry out for these Edomites. No, we are doing these lessons like this to show you the hypocrisy, right? And prophecy. Prophecy said this. So eventually, all this is going to come to a head. They will not regard the princes, right? It's going to come to a head, and this is what's going to happen. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16, all of 2nd Ezra 15 and all of 2nd Ezra chapters 15 and chapter 16. For there shall be seditions among men. Why? Because of all of this shit and a whole bunch more, it's going to come to a head. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And I'm going to leave it with the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And I shall turn Egyptian against Egyptian. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. This is going to happen, you guys. Esau's rulership is coming to an end, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Let me get that. 2nd Ezra 6:9. This is also what's happening. We are connected to them in prophecy. They go down as we are coming up. 2nd Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, the end of the rulership, the end of the age. And Jacob, Yasharallah, Yahweh, the star that rises out of Jacob, is the beginning of it that followeth. And there's nothing they can do. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great Milson, of whom I learned from, and the Shalom to the hopefully like brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the Israelites to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.